Mike, turn your games down.
Alright, welcome to episode 350 of Games My Mom Found. I am Mike Albertin, and I don't have anything for this one with me tonight.
It's me, I'm back. Hi, it's Dominic on a lot of these episodes recently. If you hate me, I'm sorry. If you love me, I'm here for you.
And hi, it's TB. I haven't been on for 200 episodes, so good to be back.
God, was it that long ago that we did? No, you were on Phoenix Rising, and I don't remember when Shadow Hearts 1 was.
I think Shadow Hearts was episode 150. I do remember you saying that, but you're right. There was Phoenix Rising.
Yeah.
Shadow Hearts was 250.
250.
Okay. I mean,
okay, not as long as I thought then.
I have made that many episodes since then, if not more than that.
Yeah.
So, but not numbered. So we are here to talk about, to celebrate 350, I always try to do for all the 50s and 25s and blah, 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 do an RPG, and I needed a horror-themed RPG, and this is horror comedy, I would say, but still close enough in the few categories of horror RPGs that are out there.
Yes.
We're here to talk about Shadow Hearts Covenant, developed by Nautilus, published by Midway Games in America, or World, and Japan was a ruse, and came out in 2004. And that's it.
05 in the PAL region.
Oh, my notes are not very good on Wikipedia.
Yeah, we did get it a little bit later than everybody else, but hey, we're always late to the party.
At least you got this one.
True, yeah.
I mean, it's also like taking place on your continent, pretty much.
Well, yeah. There is that.
So it's nice, you know.
Yeah, it's around that time we were starting to get a lot more turn-based RPGs. Final Fantasy VII had done well over here. I seem to remember a lot of big advertising pushes for Final Fantasies 8 and 10 over here. Not so much 9, but considering we never got, some of the big hitters in the genre like Chrono Trigger, we never got that until the DS. We never got Xenogears, we never got Parasite Eve 1. The fact that we actually got the Shadow Hearts series means a hell of a lot.
My favorite was that you guys got Xenosaga Episode 2, but not the first one.
Not the first or the third.
That is a strange how that works. Like, here, buy the second episode of this trilogy, but don't buy the first. We're not going to sell it to you.
We're going to give you DVD with the cutscenes of the first one. Hope that's good enough.
That is not good enough.
I still have that.
Another game we talked about on the show, Xenosaga.
See, fortunately for me, that was around the time when I got an American PlayStation 2 so that I could play some of these games that I was missing out on. I was desperate to play things like Dawn of Mana that wasn't getting a release over here. And luckily that meant when Shadow Hearts from the New World came out, I could play it before anybody over here.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
That is cool. So why we start these off with our memory. So I played this game 04, 05? Probably 04, because I definitely played this shortly around the time it would have came out, because I was excited for this. I ended up playing one randomly because somebody had recommended it. So I probably picked this one up pretty close to release. And I remember loving it. I remember thinking this was an amazing RPG and a huge upgrade from 1. But I had forgotten almost everything about this game until this week. Like, literally beat this game in a lot faster than I should have. So
you did amazing work.
It's surprising what you can do when you decide to make every day playing one game in all your free moments throughout the day. It's amazing what you can do.
That is true. I
don't recommend it.
Yeah, I've been splitting my time between a lot of games recently, and I shouldn't. I just want to focus on one and get through it. At the moment, I should be playing Silk Song, but the Indiana Jones DLC came out. What's a guy to do?
Oh, yeah, that just came out. That's right.
I can't.
I finished it last night. It was amazing.
I get the shakes, and I get upset with myself if I have more than one game going at a time. It's not a good thing. I get irritated.
With the show going on, I imagine, yeah.
Yes, it's like I have to beat a game, mark it down, then I can start the next game. But definitely here nor there. Dominic, what's your history with this game?
I was not super aware of Shadow Hearts. Growing up, the only one I was familiar with was From the New World, because that was one of the first projects by Exceed Games, at least over here. And I was interested in like the localization scene in the late 2000s, early 2010s. Beyond that, I'd heard Covenant was good, but it wasn't until now that I actually got to play it.
Oh, I'm glad that I got to introduce you to something then, or gave you an excuse to play for the first time. That always makes me happy for this show.
I mean, we already did Shadow Hearts 1, and it's like, I always heard that was the other RPG besides Final Fantasy X.
And Ian,
Yeah, big fan of the first game, Kudelka, on the PS1. When I started playing Shadow Hearts, I mentioned this last time, I'll say it again. I got about, yeah, 2/3 of the way through Shadow Hearts, and then the character of Kudelka appears, and you're instantly going, holy crap, this is Kudelka 2. And suddenly the game became so much more interesting because of the adventures I'd been on in that first game. Then I was really, really looking forward to Covenant because I loved the first game so much. There was a tiny little video game store that I went to at the time. It's not around anymore, but it was notorious for breaking street dates.
Wow.
And so when I went in a couple of days before Covenant's official release and they had it on the shelf, yeah, I bought it right there and then. No receipt, don't tell the man, you know. So, yeah, I was very, very lucky to get it a couple of days before release over here, and I was not disappointed. It was everything I wanted a sequel to Shadow Hearts to be.
I'm curious, was it like a European, like English localization, or was it like the American localization?
I believe it's the same localization. I think everything is pretty much the same in the NTSC and the PAL versions. I wouldn't know at the moment. I'm such a Shadow Hearts fan that I have 2 copies of every single game. I have PAL copies of Kudelka, NTSC copy of Kudelka, PAL and NTSC of the first and third games. The only thing I'm missing is an NTSC copy of Covenant, and then I've got the full set twice.
No, that's fair, because I was going to say, one of the cool things is that this is a game that was spearheaded by Jeremy Blaustein, who did like Symphony of the Night, Metal Gear Solid, the Silent Hill games. A really good localization guy.
Oh, nice.
He talks about this being like his crowning achievement.
I think I saw this on... Yeah, I think I saw this on Twitter. I think he was talking about how much he really, really had fun making this one. So that does ring a bell, yeah.
I mean, I can see this being a passion project, too, in that case. Like, I mean, also just the way that this game expands on Shadow Hearts 1. Like, it takes the battle system that you had in Shadow Hearts 1, which you had, like, the Judgment Ring, which is essentially a ring where you have to time all your button presses for all your abilities, attacks, which I personally like still. Even, like, replaying this game and beating this game in a very short time frame, I still love it.
Yeah,
it's amazing. Even when you're in a rush. It's still amazing. It
is. It's just great fun to just pick up and play for a couple of battles, do a little bit of leveling up, and, you know, then when you've got a little bit more time, move on with the plot.
Yeah, I mean, this game has so much fucking plot, too, and, like, it's always moving. Like, I was surprised how many cutscenes are in this game and how much shit was going on. Like, constantly. It did surprise me.
Oh, it did.
Like, so many locations, so many, like, just little stories. All the characters have their own little things going on. It's like an amazing amount of like story detail and just like attention given to everything they're building up to.
Yeah, I think the characters and the cast of characters, even just the playable characters, I could again wax lyrical about some of the secondary characters and probably will if we get a chance. But the actual cast of playable characters to me is possibly one of my favorite casts of playable RPG characters, aside from probably Chrono Trigger and Anachronox, which is another one no one talks about.
I don't even know what Anachronox is.
Anachronox was a turn-based RPG for, I think it was PC only back in around about 2001, by the same people who made Deus Ex and Daikatana. So, yeah.
This checks out. Yep.
And it's... If I say it's got the lore of Mass Effect, but it's got the humor of Shadow Hearts.
That's okay. That's interesting. That sounds like something I'd like to play.
Yeah, it's the main guy behind it was Tom Hall, famous for making lots of levels for Doom and the original Doom, should I say? And he always said it was his main passion project, and he wanted there to be a sequel. There never was. He always said if there was going to be so many years and a sequel hadn't happened, he'd release the script for the second. He didn't, but that's another one of those that I'd love to see remastered. I think you can get it for next to nothing on Steam now.
Send me a link to it, because I can't even, I don't know how to spell it, and I'm really curious.
Yeah, we'll do.
Because I like RPGs, and I like random shit sometimes that no one...
Oh, you'd love Anachronox.
This was a 5-year dev cycle in the late 90s, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah, and it was on an outdated engine as well, so when it came out, people weren't really looking at it, but those that did, they had a great RPG there.
You have my attention, especially late 90s RPG. You definitely have my attention then.
And I think that's one of the things about Covenant as well. I I seem to remember saying last time that Shadow Hearts 1 felt more like a PS1 game that had just been shoved onto the PS2.
It does.
Whereas this one, it's definitely influenced by Final Fantasy X. You've got those similar kind of areas. You've got the mini-map in the corner, which so many modern RPGs could probably do with Expedition 33.
And it takes Yuri from being this perverted, like, brooding guy to being, like, an actual character.
Yeah, the rounding out of all of the characters in this is just superb. It is my favorite sequel in video games.
It is such a good sequel. Like, I would love to play Kadelka just to see how that expands into Shadow Hearts, but
we will.
The way this takes Shadow Hearts into this is so good.
Yeah.
Like, I quite like how Chrono Cross takes Chrono Trigger into itself as well, but this is like a more direct, like, okay, we were doing this, now we're doing this.
Yeah, it's like it takes the characters or some of the characters that you love from the first game, adds in some new and interesting ones, and then kind of takes the plot from the first one and thinks, okay, that, but more.
I mean, it's a weird plot. And really for characters, I mean, the only returning playable character is Yuri from the first game, the main character. Everyone else is new. I mean, yes, one is related to two are related to characters from the first game.
Yeah, but Alice is there. She's just
not playable.
Not there.
She's a body because she's dead from the first game.
She's present. Her spirit is always there, and of course there are a few bits of Albert Simon returning. And what would Shadow Hearts be without Roger Bacon?
Of course.
I had forgotten that Roger Bacon was in the first game, even though because it's been 2 years.
He doesn't turn up till the end, so you're forgiven for forgetting that.
So I couldn't remember. I was like, wait, no, that's this game. And I'm like, no, it's the first game. I just have no memory.
I love all the cuts to like the first game's cutscenes and like stills and things that they look so different. They look so shiny.
I I was watching a 2-hour YouTube video about this game before we did this episode, and it talked a lot about 1 also, and I'm like, man, I don't know. I think I like 1's graphics better for some weird reason. But these are better. These are much better. This is like Final Fantasy X compared to like Final Fantasy IX.
I think it's...
When you go from 1 to 2.
Yeah, a lot of people have that love for those pre-rendered backgrounds now, though, don't they? They always look so classy.
I think I just have a thing for that era of gaming times because I'm old. So
but that's this game is a lot more, this game has a lot more like of the style to it, because sometimes there are just cutscenes that are just like drawings.
Yeah.
Sometimes there are cutscenes that are like just different art styles that they just throw at you as like to give you like a perspective or to give you the sense of like the person who's talking or something. And there's like a lot of fun that comes from that.
I mean, the cutscenes in this game, there is so much fucking story. Like, that's one reason it took me a bit to get into this game. Because I always have a problem when I start playing a game for this show. If it's a new game, which is quite often, like, that first time I start, I like to be like, okay, I'm not busy. I have time to kill. I can just sit here and start the game and absorb it. And even though I played this before, but it's been like 20 years, it took me a bit to get that start because there was just so much talking early in this game and not grinding like I wanted.
I get that. I get it. It's the same exact reason why I haven't yet played Shenmue 3, even though being a big fan of the first two.
Ooh, I'm also in that camp.
Yeah, I want to sit down to have plenty of time to be able to absorb it, and I just don't have the time to do so at the moment.
Yeah, it's on my list, but there's so many other things on my list.
Yeah, plus there's a PS5 version coming, which will probably kick me in the butt to actually do it.
Now, how many games take from the bad ending of the previous game? That's another question.
Two I can think of off the top of my head. This one, there's another game now that was mentioned in the YouTube video, but I can't remember what it was now. It took the bad ending also and made a sequel to it.
I mean, Nier takes like the joke ending of Drakengard. I know that.
We're playing that later this year.
But that's a little bit different.
Well, Drakengard, not Nier.
This one's very much like, oh yeah, well, Alice did die, so fuck you.
But I think that's what you needed for the story, because the whole idea in this is Alice dies in the first one, sacrificing herself to save him. So not only did she, die, she also died because of him, because she gave her life to save his. So that has to do a different type of guilt on a person. So not only do you have, because you have survivor's guilt then, and like that, I mean, that's what this whole game is kind of about, is that he's suffering for what happened to her. Even though he killed God in the last game, and now he's just hanging out at a little town in Germany.
Yeah, it's the overarching theme of grief that keeps coming back up, because you've got Yuri grieving for Alice all the way through the game, and then when the game's second plot kicks off in the second half, you've got the whole thing leading to the final battle that's all about somebody else's grief. So it's a fascinating turn of events.
There's a lot of grief in between too about the village that he was living in.
Yeah,
you could say that the way they handle Anastasia in this game is kind of like a ploy against the collective grief of like that story as a whole.
I mean, but also it's so many years removed, I guess, so that's part of it.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I didn't think about that, like, when I replayed this game, even though, like, I know the story about Anastasia and what, like, exactly what's going to happen to all those Russians, like, it ain't gonna end pretty for them. Yeah,
but they also kind of, they Tarantino it, though. They make it different.
Yeah. I mean, it's already different because we're in, we have spiritual. I mean, you have magic and all these other things happening, but it's technically supposed to be taking place in the early 1913 are we in?
15.
15. Okay, yeah, right before World War I is about to start, or is starting. I can't remember.
Yeah, it's like they mentioned there's war happening and that there's stuff. We don't go to the front lines per se, but
that's fine. It wouldn't have been exciting. World War I is not exciting warfare.
The battles are place to run around the trenches and be like, I need these items. Can you go get them?
They could have done that.
Come back and he's already died of like dysentery.
The interesting thing about Shadow Hearts is, like we said before, it takes the serious and then has that sense of levity as well that brightens up the mood of any given scene, because from one section where you've got Yuri in a state of frenzy in a little French town, and you've got the Mad Monk Rasputin trying to take over the world, and then you've got Roger Bacon running and jumping around, and you've got, things like the Man Festival in the second half of this, and you're just thinking, how have they managed to strike that balance between serious, alternate world, world-changing events and such silly, stupid comedy? And I respect it for that.
I think it's because they approach it like it's like they're taking it seriously internally, even though it's clearly a joke.
Yeah.
It's the never reveal that you're actually making a joke.
Yeah.
This game makes a lot of jokes.
Oh, it does.
Like, Joachim, as an example, is just like an amazing character just for how weird he is.
I absolutely adore Joachim. He's probably my favorite character in the entire series, with the possible exception of Frank in From the New World, who's basically just a Joachim copy.
And like he's also just a rip on Vincent Valentine. Like his last name is Valentine.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't even think about that, but you're right. I mean, Keith was too. And Keith is in this game, I think, as a bat, or maybe not.
Yeah, the Valentine family all turn up as bats in all the other games, don't they? Because Gold Bat, that was in Shadow Hearts 1 as a secret boss, technically that's Joachim.
The pink bat that you fight in this game is in 3, right?
She's in From the New World. I think her name's Hilda.
It's been a while since I played From the New World. I don't remember a whole lot of it. I just know
it's a game I loved and I really want to play again, and I just need time to sink into it.
I'll give you an excuse in a year or two.
Excellent.
Maybe next year, just because the third one is not a horror game, so I can't save it for that.
I mean, it has still got some horror elements, but not as pronounced as Kudelka first. Yeah.
Yeah, that one goes more comedy, I understand.
Oh, yeah. You fight Al Capone in the third game, for example.
Yeah, you
say that, but this game has you fighting Rasputin.
True.
Yes,
true.
But I somehow found Al Capone more comedic, the fact that he was a boss. But no, you are right. Like, I love how Rasputin is the main villain of the first half in this game. Like, I think that's awesome.
When I tell you that, like, I realized that that's where it was going, I was the most on board for a game I've been in so long.
Oh, it's so good.
I'm glad.
Like, oh fuck, we're going to Russia. Oh fuck, hell yeah.
I mean, Rasputin makes a perfect villain if you want to take a historical figure with questionable. Well, I wouldn't say questionable motives because his motives were not questionable, and but questionable, like what happened to him. I mean, he worked perfectly to put him in an RPG and make him a demon, because
it's true. Yeah,
you don't really know what happened. Like the whole idea with him being murdered was he was shot, stabbed, poisoned, and he died of drowning, supposedly. In the drowning.
Yeah, I mean, I saw a thing on I think it was on Facebook not too long back where it was one of these historical things talking about Rasputin, the actual figure, and described him in terms that I'll never forget. They described Rasputin as a giant, unkillable sex wizard. And I just thought, yes, that's a final boss in an RPG. Of course it makes sense.
Plus, since I was a kid, I've always been fascinated by the story of Anastasia and just like the whole mystery of it and what happened. So they kind of like take the Tarantino route of like, not only are you saving her, you're playing as her.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
And she's a great character to play as in the team as well. She's one of those who was usual in my main party. If she wasn't in my main party, she was always in my reserves in my B team.
I didn't
like the whole camera idea is a really interesting mechanic.
It works well. She's kind of like a blue mage, I guess, in a sense, because she can absorb certain enemies' abilities, and then, they're her spells, which I only used her when the game made me for one side quest. You have to have her in your team. That's the only time she ever got used, other than when the game forced me to. The few times the game forced me to is the only time she ever got used. I had my team already picked out in my head when this game started, and she was not it.
Which was your team?
I go Yuri. I have an issue with RPGs that I go a lot with early characters. So Yuri, Karim, Blanca, Yakim, until I got Karando. Then Karando switched out Yakim, and that was my team.
Karando's really good.
Yeah, Karando's really fun.
Samurai. So
yeah,
I'm a sucker.
Especially because they give you like the fake out with Karando, even though it's so late in the game.
I mean, he's the only. You get all your other characters pretty quickly, then you get him. Well, no, Anastasia's, near the end of disc 1. So, yeah, that takes back. Yeah, I mean, you're not expecting to get him. You start off disc 2 and he's just there. And then he joins your team, and I'm like, this is cool.
I was just saying, I don't seem to remember any key art for the game that featured Karando either. I seem to remember all of the screenshots that I saw before the game came out had the team from disc 1. And so never really mentioning or hinting at Karando. So when he became playable on the second disc, okay, cool, a new character. Kind of like Hallie in the first one turns up very late and turns up very powerful.
I kind of figured there'd be another one because there was just room on the screen for one more.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just sensible.
That too. I mean, I vaguely remembered that we got another character, but my memory of this game was hazy.
I was hoping it was going to be Kato.
Yes. Yeah. Character who was a side character through most of the first game, had that tragic moment where his commanding officer and also somewhat love interest was killed off in that cutscene that you really have to go looking for in the first game.
Right.
And then that's the entire catalyst for the second half of this game.
And it's like, even when you first run into him, it's like very casual, and you're kind of like, hey, it's a really interesting turn.
Yeah. So the fact that he became almost the big bad, you could say he was, but I think it's just such a well-written arc.
It also keeps that casual, like, hey, we've known each other.
Yeah, even we said this for the first game as well. There was that casual rapport between Yuri and Albert Simon in the first one, and that casual rapport between Yuri and Kato all the way through this game, right to the end where it's, look, I'm going to have to kill you. And it's like, yeah, you're going to have to kill me.
But I feel like in the first game, it was a little more forced because Yuri didn't know Albert Simon nearly as well. It was kind of like, well, he's this brooding jackboot, and Albert Simon's the fancy English gentleman. It's just kind of the comedy of it.
Yeah, and I love the way that they used Albert Simon in this one as well, where that first half of the game where you realise about halfway through the first disc that everything Albert Simon was doing in the first game, although evil, was kind of for the greater good against Rasputin.
But because you only had so much information, you only acted on what you knew.
Yeah, and so I love that.
It's a really nice way to reframe the entire plot without retconning anything.
Exactly, and I really always impressed me how the way that they did that.
I also just love running into like other characters, like just seeing T.E. Lawrence just show up for a minute was just really fun.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of that, isn't there? Just random cameos from characters that you just wouldn't expect to run into in this journey, and suddenly they're a major part of it.
Really nice touch. I mean, you can do really creative things when you're putting a game in history. So
yeah, that's very true.
I think that's one thing that also drew me to this game is I like history, and to have, the set in the real world, which you don't get a lot of RPGs, you don't get a lot of game period in that. Not like this. It's really nice.
It's in a way harder to do because so many people want to take it so seriously, I think, like instinctively.
Yeah, I mean, Shadow Hearts 1, I don't remember it that well, even though I've played that game twice now, but like, I remember it being comedic, but I want to say this is way more comedic.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Like, I don't think wrestling was nearly as popular as this game makes it out to be in that time.
Oh, in the
But
early
it's so
1900s.
much more fun than it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's popular now. But yeah, I feel like the early
think-
1900s it wasn't.
Yeah, I think the comedy for me, the parts that I'll remember most fondly from Covenant are every time you find a new weapon for Joachim,
Yes.
and how he just picks up random objects that they find in the towns that they go into, and he makes up a backstory for it, and then just picks it up and carries it off, and that's his new weapon now. Okay, we're not going to argue with him. He's huge.
And everyone's cool with it. Even the time where he picks up the table at the wrestling ring. And
Yeah,
the
or the
announcers
fish.
are there.
Yes. Oh, it's just so good. So good.
I mean, they even bring back all like the horny stuff, like for Yuri and some of the other characters, but it works in the comedy. Like when you first see Karen, it's so fucking stupid the way they're like, oh, and then but it's not overdone somehow, and it's also
It's
done
not
for
creepy
both
in the
female
same
and male.
way.
It's only creepy when you get to the ending and realize something kind of important.
yes.
We will take that later. But
Yes.
But the game takes pains to make the relationship between Karen and Yuri a lot more realistic.
It does, yes.
Because
And,
Yuri's very much about Alice and Karen's kind of about Yuri, but she knows that he's about Alice. So like, what do you do?
exactly.
I mean,
and
just the whole idea that if you have a significant other that dies, they're gonna have a weird spot that can never really be completely covered because they die. So I think that it's interesting that this game does that.
We're talking about grief.
exactly. And match that again with the like you said, the random bits of innuendo that are running all the way through. I seem to remember a scene with a giant pink pussycat.
Okay, I love that part. Is it right that the line is "That's a giant pussy" when you see the cat?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe that was
That's
the question I
probably
had was that even slang back then?
I think it's
Probably.
had to been. No, it was definitely slang back then. Yes, because I remember in 2004, I laughed at that joke too. So yeah, it was definitely slang.
No. Was that slang in
Slang for a long time.
1915?
Yeah, back in
no, I highly doubt it. Oh,
Yeah, so
I
that's
can
like that's
find out,
part
but I
of the
don't
fun
want to.
too. Is like they acknowledge inherently that some of this is not real, but like
I wouldn't know what to put in. Yeah, I wouldn't know what to put into Google to find the answer to that question.
Like
and
the
I don't
way
want
that
I don't want
stuff
to.
reads as not real but still works is the same way that magic and demons read as not real but still work for the plot.
Which is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, don't let the truth get in the way of a good joke, I would say.
It also allows them to get away with way more darker shit.
Yes.
Like the fact that you are just kind of being chased by Jean throughout the whole thing.
All right,
Like,
to answer your question, the term pussy has been useful or diminutive term for a cat since at least the late 1600s. It is derived from the word puss, which is attested in English as early as 1533.
There you
Every
go.
day's a school day.
Hey, some people like fun facts.
Yeah, well, I do.
I do
So,
too.
I mean, it was technically slang for a cat at this time. I don't know if it was slang for something else, and I'm not going to bet up right now. I might go down a whole different level. I'm curious, though. But, God, is it fucking hilarious. Like, it just cracked me up when it's a giant pink cat. I was actually playing this at a Perkins, and I showed my wife when I fought the giant pink cat.
I love that.
That's what you called running out of time, where you're playing this game when you're out to lunch with your wife and her mother.
Hey, as a kid, I did
running
it
out
all
of
the time.
I don't do it much as an adult, except when I'm like, well, Steam Deck is perfect, and I was running out of time.
But I
Did
do.
this one... Sorry.
I just want to say how much I admire the game for just being like, yeah, there's a dead kid just gonna be just hanging out with you.
Yeah.
What dead kid? Oh, Jean. See,
Yeah.
I didn't realize she was dead until the end of the game.
Oh.
Because I don't know what I think I had a few glitches in this game on Steam Deck where I had to skip a couple cutscenes and somehow, or I was just distracted for reasons, and I missed that she had died because she dies off screen. And I'm like, why is she in his head? Like, they kidnapped her, and I didn't put two and two together that, no, she's dead.
See, I was going to ask how it actually ran on Steam Deck, because you said you had a couple of little glitchy issues with the Judgment Ring for the first game.
I had a few problems in this one. Not Judgment Ring stuff, really. I mean, there were a couple times where it slowed down for like point some seconds, but I was actually able to work with that, surprisingly. But that was not common. Issues I have with certain cutscene, they would not load. I had to literally take the memory card, copy the game onto a flash drive, go to my PC, play it on the PC emulator, get past the cutscene, save, and then go back to the Steam Deck for portability sakes.
Wow.
And that happened 4 times. There were 4 different parts where it just couldn't get past the scene. There were a couple times where I would save quite often, because sometimes you open a menu, the game would just freeze. And that's happened sometimes in emulation. I mean, that's not common, but it happens with PS2 emulation. So, I mean, I can accept those things, but like when I was playing this game, one of the things that went through my mind is how irritated I was that I couldn't buy this on Steam and get achievements. Because I'm like, I'm sitting here doing all the side quests, I'm getting all the weapons. I'm like, I want an achievement, damn it. Like, I want a little Steam icon that I'll never even look at just to be there to be like, you did that. Good job, Mike.
Yeah. I think when we talked about the first game, I mentioned that my most recent playthrough had been on a backwards compatible PS3, and I had trouble with the lottery minigame, which locked me out from getting a certain item. I played this last time on a backwards compatible PS3, and the only way I could get it to work without constantly freezing was to, every single time I booted up the game, go into the menu and turn off analog stick movement. I could only play it with the D-pad. Otherwise, the game would continually freeze.
I played it on real hardware, and I had a fine time.
It's another strange little quirk of trying to play on a PS3.
Yeah.
But it's just yet another reason why we need these remastered.
Yeah, it kind of surprises me like that these 3 are not. I'm sure it's some random rights issue too of who owns what, and since the fact that Midway doesn't, died essentially, like I'm sure they're in some publisher hell and nobody cares enough to even like go through all that drama.
Like they're owned by a pachinko company now, so
we did mention that in the past, didn't we?
Okay, I forgot that. Also, one historical fact it gets wrong is there were no female command any officers in the German army at this time, or probably any women in the German army period at this time. So Karen couldn't have been an officer, but that's
I think they kind of talk about they kind of make it seem like she's a special case anyway.
Yes, but it's cool. Yeah. I like her. I mean, the German army stuff doesn't go anywhere with her, but she's fucking awesome.
Yeah, she's kind of seen as a defector, isn't she, when she runs away with Yuri and the rest of the gang?
She is a defector at that point.
They also tried to kill her.
Yeah.
So, like, was she cast out or was she a defector? Or, like, who can say?
I mean, both, depending on who writes the story. Because Nikolai would have went back and be like, yeah, she left with the guy we came to kill. And never mind the part that we tried to kill her, too, but she left with the guy that we came to kill.
I will be honest, I did think Karen was, like, a weird version of, what's her name?
Alex?
Yoshiko, for a while.
From what? Yoshiko, that does not ring a bell.
The Japanese commander that died.
Oh, okay. I forgot her name.
So I was very surprised to find out she was actually still in the game later on.
Yeah,
I guess Karen isn't her.
When you get to disc 2, that is a strange. The game goes weird places.
It really does.
It's a really strange game. But I like that they, in my opinion, this game found a perfect balance between humor and horror, and it just works well. Where the humor doesn't overpower this game. Like, there's a lot of it. There's a lot of dumb there, but like you have enough stuff working for it. Like you have the Dominatrix boss to add to some more kind of comedic stuff. But I love that. I also look at the torture
get to know all those bosses too.
What was that? You were cut off.
You get to know all those bosses as well, and like get to like have a feel for them over time.
Yeah. Well, characters stay. I mean, some of your villains stay around for a while too, which works surprisingly well. And
the game is constantly throwing so many curveballs; it's hard to kind of get a sense of where you're actually going for a lot of it. And so, when Rasputin comes up, it's like, I guess we're going to Russia now, and we're going to deal with that business. But we have all these other things we got to do still.
I mean, the Russia stuff is so good how it connects that. I remember that being a big thing that stuck with me back in the day when I first played this, the fact that it connected to Russia. And I feel like, when did the Anastasia movie come out?
97.
Okay, so that still would have been in the zeitgeist. It would have been less than 10 years old at this point.
Yeah.
So I think that was also a time where we were kind of like people were on that on that myth that maybe she did survive. I think unfortunately it turned out she did not, but I know that was a myth.
I remember reading books as a child about it and being just fascinated by it.
Yeah, it's too bad she didn't survive, to be honest. They didn't deserve what happened to all them.
No.
Parents, maybe, but less. Definitely not the kids, but I
don't blame the child for the work of the father.
No, but when it comes to royalty, I understand.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's one of those things. That's why I think about too. Like it would have been the zeitgeist where they're creating this game. So putting Anastasia in, a real life person that for one time, there's that mystery. Like, oh, did she survive? Maybe because until that theory was debunked completely.
Not only did she survive, she has a magic camera.
I owned the camera once, and I realized, it shows me their HP and their stats. This is cool. And then I never used it again. And when I did that, that was in the secret dungeon for her near the end of the game.
She's also really good at using magic. It's like she was pretty powerful.
Yeah.
So I have a question. So I have a problem when I play RPGs. Like this game has a magic system called Crest. I only ever used healing for almost the entire game besides one boss. Does anybody else have that problem? I don't like have sometimes.
I tend to have the problem in RPGs that I think you've mentioned you have a similar thing, is that you only really like to use standard attacks for the most part.
Yes.
And just level up and make the standard attack super powerful. The magic system in this game, I dabbled with it a little bit, but mostly I was just attacking and using my fusions and just attacking more. But it does make sense. When you delve down into it, it does make a lot of sense, but it's just not my preferred way of playing.
Because all I did in this playthrough was use attacks. Like, I did use a few special abilities sometimes, but not often. And, like, I don't think that's a good way to play RPGs. It's just how I unfortunately play them.
It's just a comfortable way of playing them.
Yeah, I was using a lot of the special attacks, not the magic attacks as much, but the sword arts and the fusion attacks and all the special fun stuff that was going on. I feel like that stuff made some of the fights a lot easier for me.
Yeah, it's all the stuff that I'd usually save for a boss fight, but all the stuff that you use with Yorheim, because again, such an interesting character, you never know what form he's going to turn up in.
And they don't really tell you that. Like, they don't really explain it until you just see it happen.
Yeah, you don't know whether he's going to turn up in his bat form, his human form, or later on as the Grand Papillon or the Great Question.
The wrestler.
Sometimes he'll see invisible.
Is that from his side quest in the end, how you get that form?
Yeah, you have to beat the Man Festival. You have to get to the top of all the however many boxing rings stacked on top of one another, and then beat his teacher in the final battle. And there's that wonderful bit of dialogue where they say the loser of this fight must take the full force of the other's manhood.
Amazing. I didn't do that quest.
I did because right at the end you've just got Yorheim saying, "I am prepared for this. I am ready for this," and at the sidelines you've got Anastasia and Yuri just looking on in despair.
That's fucking hilarious. I mean,
actually reminds me of the other thing I want to talk about. But first, I do also want to talk about the dog fighting.
Dogfights are a good fucking side quest.
What a crazy thing to include in an RPG, but also it works so well.
Yeah, Blanca is possibly the most sensible character in the whole roster.
Yes.
And the fights that he has to have with all of the other dogs after... Wasn't there a part where you have to, you beat the other dogs and you have to mark your territory?
You get a little stamp in your book.
You get a stamp,
that's right. Yes, the dog stamps.
But I mean, no, the dog stuff is great because the whole idea is that as you traverse through this world, you end up there's hidden little boss fights but usually after you finish an area, if you go back to where the boss fight was, a dog will be waiting for you in certain spots.
Yeah.
I had a guide that told me, and that's a nice I did that whole side quest.
I did the ones I came across.
I did the ones for my main characters. I mean, I did some other stuff too, but okay, no wait, I lied. I did all the side quests but the Man Festival because I needed to be done with this game.
The Man Festival was kind of memorable, but the dog fighting, yes, every single fight was one-on-one, and so therefore it made it much more tactical. You had to think about how you were attacking and healing. And
my favorite one is the one in Russia. in the alleyway where Anastasia gets accosted originally, and it's just like an alien.
Yep.
Yes.
And he's speaking in like emoticon.
It's pretty funny.
That was really good. And again, of course, thinking about the side quests, you've also got every time you accidentally run into the ring soul, who gives you an extra thing for the judgment ring, an extra slice of pie to hit, which is always a nice upgrade. But the story of Mr. Ring Soul, every time you run into him and you find out about his wife and kids, and
you got to pay his mortgage.
Translation, yeah.
What an amazing just the translation of that alone is amazing.
I mean, whether that was in the original dialogue or whether that's some fun being had on the translator's part, I don't care. Whoever wrote it, genius.
It's really good, and it's fucking hilarious too.
And like, because it takes such a routine part of the game and makes it something you look forward to.
Exactly. Yeah, you just want to find Mr. Ring Soul and get another little bit of story from him. It's like, oh, what's happening with him now?
It's just, more charm to what this game has. And the comedy also offsets the terrible stuff that's happening around you because, the main story is pretty fucking dark. So
incredibly
it's a good
dark.
offset to that.
Yeah, the fact that through the whole story... Yeah, through the whole story, Yuri is dying. Yes. You know, he's been struck by this unholy mistletoe.
My favorite.
Is it unholy or is he unholy?
To a game. Like one of my favorite just game plots is just like, oh, you're dying.
Yeah,
but also too, it's a great way to connect the same character from a previous RPG. Like, yeah, we know you beat this game in the 60s or 50s, and he has all these powers. We're going to take it away, but it's going to make story sense.
Yes.
And it's. Yes, Metroid does it all the time, but I
the Samus effect.
I like this better. I think this is a good way to do it, is to have him get stabbed by something story-related to then start off at level 1.
I love Metal Gear Solid 4 for the same reason.
That's one I never finished.
There's something just final about the idea, okay, this is the last mission, so to speak.
Yeah.
So everything feels more real, more actually something could go wrong.
Really ought to finish 4.
You should play it 1. I will say that. Everyone should, if you like Metal Gear Solid, you should experience that game at least once, and hopefully it's coming out again.
We'll see. I'm curious how they'll handle some segments of that when it's not on PS3.
Can't remember what you're referencing. It's been so
long. Where they talk about it being Blu-ray technology on a PlayStation 3, specifically in the dialogue.
Oh, you could still have it's Kojima. It could still be fine. It wouldn't matter, right? It would just be a funny joke from a bygone. Blu-rays are still current technology, so.
I bought one today, so
yeah, I have one sitting on my table at home waiting for me to watch. Unfortunately,
what is that?
Unfortunately,
because it's a doll movie and I hate dolls. Again,
fair enough.
The dollhouse creeped me the fuck out in this game. I was in that and out. I didn't realize this till later in life. I really, really don't like dolls and horror movies and things. And somebody may had me put a Patreon poll for the current Patreon poll that just ended. You will hear later this month. Is a horror movie about dolls. So, but the dollhouse, when you have to go and talk to that side quest for Geppetto, which I only did because I felt I should. I did not like it. I also skipped every fight in that place because the roaches were just awful to me. So
yeah,
I was like, nope.
That was a really enjoyable side quest, actually. And it's funny you should say that. It seems to be quite a common fear of dolls because I'm very much the same way. A couple of years back, I went with my now ex to an escape room, and it was in an attic of an old house, and it was filled with dolls. And from the moment we walked in, I was like, nope, this is not going to go well.
I love that idea already.
You're like, that's what you found out. New fear unlocked.
Absolutely.
I thought the dressing of the marionette was interesting. It was a side quest I think I pretty much completed because it was easy.
Yeah.
You have to get the stud cards.
You have to run to the game urgents and then just get a new dress when you have the stud card.
So I want to say how much I realized since I played this game, because in 2004 my opinion of those was a lot dumber than how I'm like, this is cool. I like this, and I remember not liking it because I was an idiot. So
oh no, at the time I thought, okay, we're leaning heavily into stereotypes here. And playing it recently, it really, really is just in fitting and in keeping with the world of Shadow Hearts Covenant. It's like, these are the kind of characters that inhabit this world. I love it.
It's better than the chiropractor of the first game.
The chiropractor guy, yes.
vaguely remember what you're talking about. It was like sexual assault, wasn't it, in a way?
Yes,
Okay.
Yes.
but only to the men.
This is a lot better. There's none of that. Like, I mean, when you first meet the merchant, you just shaking his ass to the camera. Like, it's just funny ass shit too. Like, I'm like, I appreciate this now. Where in 2004, I would have said dumb things.
Yeah, I seem to remember. It must have been a kind of a product of its time because I seem to remember No More Heroes doing something similar where you'd go to this gym to upgrade your abilities, and the guy that worked there kind of said, "I know what you've come for. You've come for that. Okay, take your pants off. Oh, you're not here for that. Oh, okay, let's start training." And you're like, "What?"
It was a time.
It was.
No More Heroes also on this podcast too. The first one, only the first one so far.
That's what I do. I do like the turn that you get eventually when Joachim and Anastasia become friends and they start like gossiping about like romance and stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Where they're hiding in the bushes watching Karen and Yuri talk. Just classic like slapstick comedy bullshit.
Yeah, some of the direction of some of the cutscenes are just pure cinema and pure slapstick comedy style. I love it.
But you need it too, because like when you're having that scene that you're referencing with Karen and Yuri, I think that's after you already are on disc 2 and like shit's hitting the fan in the main plot. Like you need to have that distraction because I think Nikolai has been captured. I mean, he's a villain anyway, but the demon has been released from him or took over of him or something of that nature, and they're trying to destroy the world.
Yeah, and you run into the Kato's minions afterwards.
Yes, the mutant apes, the see no evil, hear no evil, and one of them
not put 2 and 2 together.
I think they talk about it directly.
And one of them being, brought about by, was it like the DNA of his former commander / lover?
Yes,
I
think so. He resurrected her.
All getting into the realms of necromancy in that second disc where, Kato's trying to resurrect her and Yuri's trying to resurrect Alice.
I don't think Yuri is super trying to resurrect Alice for most of the game, though. I don't think that's like a major.
No, I think he just wants that closure, doesn't he?
Yeah, like I feel like it's almost when it's suggested, it makes sense to him, but it's never the yearning that Kato has.
No, and then it's turns out that it's all about time bending, which is always great fun.
I do like time bending, and we will get there.
Yeah, we mentioned it when we talked about Shadow Hearts 1, that the idea that one of the endings has Yuri go back in time at the end of this to the beginning of Shadow Hearts 1 with the intent of saving Alice.
Yeah, you play it again, and then you get the true ending, and then you
get the good ending that time, and that's the full story.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because the third game is completely different characters, completely different game.
Exactly, yeah. It kind of brings Yuri and Alice's story full circle without the need for a third game because the next chapter is one you've already played, but you've just got to get the good ending in the first game.
I mean, technically there's Koldeka, which is the first game, so it could technically
Yeah.
And like if Shadow Hearts of the New World was called something else, but would tie it in this Koldeka, would that feel better for you, Mike?
I have no memory of the third game, other than I didn't like it as much as this game. But then again, this is a memory from a pre-20-year-old Mike. So
sure.
Then Mike is past 20 by a lot. So almost half that. So, well, yeah, I don't know. It's been so long that there's a very good chance that memory is jaded as fuck.
It's very fair.
So I really don't know. I mean, like, this game held up amazingly, and I'm thinking I was just not in the right. I also know the time when 3 comes out, I was 18. I was graduating high school. I was moving. And my life was kind of a mess. So there's a lot of that probably that also played.
When you're 18, you're kind of edgy.
That too. So yeah, I'm very angry with life at times too. So I don't know. I can't trust that person that judged that game all those years ago until I replay it. So.
Yeah, I want to give it a replay as well. So
we will. We might. It's not a horror game, so it might. If I have time next year's season, it might just happen randomly. I might just try to throw it in there and just get it. Just
throw it in.
That's it. It is a good game. It's just a shame that it's following up on a masterpiece.
Yeah, and I think that's also like that happens. I mean, this game is such a good conclusion to Yuri's story, and it's just such a fantastic RPG that I think it had big shoes to fill, and it wasn't able to. Like, this game has decent dungeons. This game has a lot of puzzles that are fine. I mean, the combat system is really actually pretty great, I would say.
Yes.
Like you
Yeah.
have, you can also combo in the combat system, which I only used by accident when the game would just happen. They would happen to line up because I just didn't care enough.
You know what?
That's
On my most recent playthrough, I started using the combos, and what an absolutely brilliant mechanic that is.
Oh, I knew it was good. I just didn't touch it.
Yeah,
real
I didn't the
reason.
first time around, but this most recent time I did, and I was like, why did I miss this the first time around? This is brilliant.
Like, a lot of times they just kind of throw it at you, and it's like, oh, they're on a combo stance already. I guess we'll just do it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but when all you do are physical attacks because you are weird when you play your RPGs, it went against the way I play RPGs.
Yeah, it's just another way of augmenting the battle system, really. It's like you can just use the standard attacks, you can use magic, you can use special powers and such, or you can just have them all rush together into a fort and then do one super massive standard attack after another, finishing off with Yuri doing one of his harmonics or things, and, you know, you're hitting stupid amounts of damage HP, and I'm thinking, I love this game.
Here's a question. Do they ever say the word harmonixer in the scripts in this game?
Good question. I don't know.
I don't think they do, or if they do, it's like early on one time.
Oh.
Which is weird.
Yeah, because it was such a big part of the first Shadow Hearts. Interesting. I'm going to have to play it again now and find out.
And then you learn that he's not the only one.
Not that I need an excuse to play it again. I love this game.
I do like it when you find out Kurando is related to him.
Yes.
Well, it's the double whammy of, like, not only is Kurando related to him, but his master is also the father of the commander, Kawashima.
Yes.
Just like it all just suddenly slots into place, and you're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, everything just feels like it's in its right place at that point, and you're thinking, oh, everything's coming together.
And it works well for that, though.
Really does. And
Yeah.
I did find that interview, by the way, that I mentioned on the other Shadow Hearts episode we did, where they said that if they had been able to make a proper Shadow Hearts 3, it would have been about Yuri and Kurando's fathers.
Oh, that'd be so good.
That's cool.
Yeah. You know, how Ben became Foxface and Kurando's father being on missions with him and such. That would have been incredible.
Which means you would have had Karen there probably, too.
More than likely, yes. I think that's the only retcon from the entire thing, because all the way through Shadow Hearts 1, Yuri's mother was called Anne.
Well, that's also a thing they talk about in this game.
Yes, they do mention it. You're right.
It's like his aunt calls her Anne or something, or the Kurando's master calls her Anne or something like that.
Yes, you are right. I mean, we're dancing around a point there that I don't know if Mike's ready to move on to that yet.
I mean, we can kind of jump back and forth. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Now let's do it. Yeah, wibbly wobbly timey wimey. Karen turns out to be Yuri's mother.
Yeah. One
She gets sent back in time.
The game is, you go back in time, and she falls in love with Yuri's father.
Yeah, that's how this game ends. You've got your two options for what happened to Yuri, depending on what you say to Jean at the end. You can either live as an amnesiac with Roger Bacon looking after you, or you can go back in time and try to save Alice.
Which I think is a really cool way to kind of choose the ending.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even realize that was what it was doing.
Just one of those decisions that...
Yeah, she's just asking, like, did you find out what your happiness is?
And for that, one tiny little dialogue box to be the decision of your ending, it's so nondescript. There's no huge pomp and circumstance around that decision. It just is.
But it also makes sense because that's the whole thing that she's been trying to help you figure out this entire.
Exactly.
It includes her part of the story.
Yeah, and how has your Yuri managed his grief in this game? And it all comes around.
How do I feel about it?
Yeah. And yeah, you're right. I think the question wasn't really being asked to Yuri; it was being asked to us.
Yes.
So yeah, that just makes it even better.
It's a game that makes you think.
Oh, and I love those. I love anything that makes you really get involved with it and really think about what effect it's had on you. So I'll always say, if a piece of media has had an effect on you, then it's done a good job. If a song makes you happy, it's done a good job. If a song makes you cry, it's done a good job. And
if a song makes you hate it, I guess it's done a good job too.
It's done a good job, yeah, absolutely. If it makes you feel something.
I Train, but I guess it's a good song because I fucking hate it.
See, funny thing is, I love that song, but not for the same reason most people do. I think the line about having an untrimmed chest, I think, is hilarious.
I always come back to when I was in high school. There was a It was a early morning have coffee and donuts put on by like the local entrepreneur class, and they had a playlist they would play every morning, and every song was inappropriate. So they had to keep skipping through every song until they get back to Soul Sister. You had Soul Sister playing like 5 or 6 times every morning.
Wow. I mean, we were having a discussion about music the other day at work, and we said, what's your least favorite lyric of all time? And we were talking about some really stupid ones, and I said there's one that just hits me so much that it's not my least favorite, but it just stands out to me. And it's from an Alanis Morissette song. It's from Thank You, where the third line in the song is, "How about them transparent dangling carrots?" And there's just some... Exactly. There's something about that line. I just can't understand it or explain it. But man, if it makes me feel like I want to go listen to that song again.
Okay.
Yeah, how about them transparent dangling carrots, Alanis?
I just assumed those were earrings.
Yeah, maybe.
Or dicks, I don't know.
Probably dicks. But one thing about this game, too, that I want to mention, maybe this is a common thing, but I like it in RPGs, like all the ultimate weapons and ultimate armor. I went and got some of them. I didn't do all of them because there was no achievement, because this isn't on Steam, you assholes out there. But, like, that was part of it. Like, I wanted my whole team outfitted, is what I was going for. And I didn't get Carandos because I didn't find the chest, because it's in the chest in the final dungeon, and fuck the final dungeon. And I didn't get Karen because I took off the pedometer at some point, so I didn't have enough steps.
Pedometer.
That sounds a lot better than what I said. So talk.
Yeah, I totally forgot about the pedometer at one point as well, and that final dungeon really is something.
It's very funny that they instinctively put the pedometer on Karen without even knowing that that's like related to her and getting her weapon.
That's funny. I put it on Yuri. I had it on, I thought, for a good chunk of the game, but every so often I hit optimize for my, when I get new equipment, and then I only had like 4,000 steps when I realized that it's connected to her final armor, and I'm like, well, fuck. And then I had like 6,000 or 7,000. I'm like, I'm just gonna go beat the game. I don't care anymore. I want to be done today, because I looked up, like, they said the suggested level to beat this game for a challenge is like 45. To wipe the floor is 55, and I was like 54 when I read this. So I'm like, and I wasn't even done with all my side quests yet. And I'm like, well, I don't need to worry about this anymore.
That's one of the beautiful things about it, is that you can finish it at such a level like 40, 50. You don't have to be, level 80, level 90 to actually end the game.
Or 50.
I mean, if you want an easier game, you're going to level up and such. I mean, I'm just thinking of, again, I mentioned it earlier, Expedition 33 from this year. You can finish that fairly easy on from level 30, 40, something like that. But you don't want to, because you're having such fun.
I need to play that game. I don't want to do it next year because it's too soon, but man, it's fucking tempting.
You should
it's...
Tsugami, Path of the Goddess.
I'm not sure what that game is, actually.
It's one of the rare new Capcom IPs.
Oh, I don't know. We'll see what next year holds. I haven't started the schedule yet on purpose. I'm trying to wait till November. Trying.
Someone's yelling at you, do Shadow Hearts 3, do Shadow Hearts 3.
There's a few things I have to do. We shall see where the schedule goes next
year. Tron Bon.
Yeah, there is that to knock out someday, too. Yeah.
I recently got a copy of Trombone, and that's broken my bank account.
Yeah.
I won't be getting a real copy when I play that game someday.
I have the PS3 version, so at least I have that to rely on. It's still available.
Thank goodness. It should be. More than we can say for Shadow Hearts.
Yeah. I mean, even though you have to pick up a PS3 and get it, that's a pretty arcade thing to do with it.
Another game
that PS3
released.
Yeah.
That said,
Capcom's working on it, though. I feel like it's coming.
We've got Mega Man Star Force having its collection happening. So how many other series are left to get their collections out for Legends? Who knows?
They got to be running out. Did we talk
about
the pedal at all?
I was going to say about the dungeons. I like that the dungeons were a good mix of, like, there were puzzles, but it wasn't too much.
I didn't mind them.
Like, I don't like Lucia much as a character, but I liked her dungeon.
Yeah, I never used Lucia. It was about that time that I'd settled into my groove with my team, and she just never fit into it. But her dungeon was really, really good. I like puzzles in dungeons, all the way back to, a lot of old RPGs. I'm thinking back to Wild Arms, where you have to use, items on the dungeon screen to actually make new paths appear, things like that. So I'm a big fan of those kind of things that are just broken up with the battles every now and then, and it's never a case of, a battle breaking up my flow. It's like, oh, great, I get to play the Judgment Ring again. So,
see, my ideal dungeons are like, okay, secretly this is like 5 screens, but like the puzzles and stuff make it feel like it's enough.
Yes, which I think is a lot of what the dungeons in Covenant did.
Yeah, like the getting all the pieces for the Zodiac puzzle, and then doing like the figuring out whose blood type was perfect for the door.
Yes, that was
really
good
weird stuff, for at least from a Western perspective. But
I got that one wrong, but yes.
But yeah, Geppetto's such a good character. One that, again, I used quite a lot at the start of the game and then kind of subbed out. But I really liked him as a character.
I did too.
I barely used him.
Like,
Once I got other characters, he was gone.
So on the edge of being like the creepy old man. Like, he has all the makings of it. It's charming enough not to be.
Yeah, and again, I think that's kind of emblematic of this game. You've got so many things that are just on the verge of being too creepy, but then kind of pull back to just being welcoming and quite humorous in some ways. You know what? I can't believe we got through the previous episode that we did on Shadow Hearts 1 and we didn't mention the Sea Mother's tale, which was my favourite part of Shadow Hearts 1 with the whole shloop, splat. It was beautiful. I loved it. And there's nothing really to that extent in this game. There's no part, Dollhouse aside, that really had that same kind of, outright, now we're trying to tell you a spooky story.
Right.
No, because this is such a different tone.
You're living the spooky story.
Exactly, yeah.
And stabbed by a tree, you're haunted by a little girl.
It's
a very good point, yeah.
It's less bothering when you don't realize that she's actually dead. And you're like, why she keep showing up in here? Like, what? I don't understand. Like, what the hell? Like, it wasn't until Blanca gets his best armor, which is from her as a ghost. I'm like, oh yeah, she died. So yeah, that was an interesting moment for me.
Like, it's the kind of game where like every new town or every new location could be like the dawn of a new great like diversion or character or something.
Yeah, it's like every time you arrive at a new town, it's like the start of a new episode of a really, really good TV show.
Yes. Like, I love getting to that seaside village, and then everyone's afraid of the Great Papillon.
Yes.
And then you're hired by the mayor to track down this horrible vigilante.
That are all thugs.
Yeah,
I love how the mayor is just like a gang. It's pretty great.
You get duped, and you're like, we were hired by the villains after all.
I'm trying to remember the battle cry that Joachim gave at the first time, where he's saying something like, in the name of justice, these muscles, in the name of truth, this butt. I can't remember it exactly, but that was just beautiful.
I remember also not liking him as a kid in 2004 for reasons, and I appreciated him a lot more this playthrough.
Oh, he was always my favorite character.
He's very striking, very just
he's a good
goofy, silly. Reminds me of like a lot of the like parody wrestling types of that era.
Yes,
that's fair. That's what they were going for.
Something like Bobo. If anyone knows that,
I do not know what that is.
Something I don't know about now.
Damn! It was an anime that was around. A very stupid, very absurd comedy show, but the main guy was kind of that like braggadocious, bravado voiced guy.
Yeah, that's Joachim, all right.
I don't know my anime as well as I'd like to. I stopped watching anime for a long time, so there's that.
I'm good with anime from before the year 2000. I like my Ghost in the Shell, Akira.
I'm kind of the same way, which I don't think is a good thing, but yeah.
I like anime from before 2012, except for the occasional good series like Yuri on Ice.
I have actually seen Yuri on Ice a decent amount because my wife got obsessed with that anime.
So good.
So nice. we have Funko Pops of it, and we have a couple posters of it too that she's randomly bought, like fan art stuff.
That's cool.
I don't really like Yuri on Ice.
I've started getting back into little bits of anime here, there, and everywhere. I've started watching Cowboy Bebop a few times, and I just need to be awake enough to appreciate it.
Man, that show. That show is something else. If you haven't finished it yet, watch the live action first because you'll enjoy it more.
I watched the first episode of that. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, but you haven't watched all Cowboy Bebop yet. Watch the rest of the live action, then go watch Cowboy Bebop, the anime. You'll enjoy it more.
Right. Okay.
The live action is not bad, but it's not outstanding. It's not as good as the anime, obviously,
Right.
so it hurts it in that aspect. But it's a
Yeah.
decent for what it is.
I mean, I started watching the new anime by the same creator, anime called Lazarus, and I watched the first couple of episodes of that. Really enjoyed it. The only reason I started watching it is that my favorite band of all time have done the end credits tune, so I had to be there.
Mike, how into the idea are you of like the weird crossover video games?
I like them. I don't play enough of them, but I like the idea of them, I would say.
Because I was just Googling around and put it in the chat. The game that I always confuse with Chaos Legion, Chaos Wars. Yuri's in it.
What?
Yes, I have that on my shelf.
You have my attention. I have never heard of this game, Chaos Wars.
Infamously bad dub.
Okay, and there's no... Wow, okay. You have my attention, though. Oh, Yuri and Alice are on the cover.
Yeah.
Huh. All right.
And I'm sure it's like a very silly, like, oh, we're from another world and we're here. We're doing stuff.
Hey, I'm okay with that. This game doesn't get enough love as it is, so I'm okay with other things having something to do. Yeah, I've never heard of Chaos Wars. Thought I did, but I did not. Oh, tactical RPG. There's that. Okay.
It's the same kind of reason why I'm a little bit hesitant about the upcoming East versus Trails in the Sky. I love East, but I've never played a Trails game, so
that's a fighting game.
Yeah, I'm fascinated to see how they do it.
I'm not the biggest fan of tactical RPGs. I like some, but they're a mixed for me. But I have been curious about some of them, like Project Dimension X or something like that, the Capcom one.
That's good. That is good.
Or whatever it's called. I don't remember. X Zone?
Yeah.
Yes.
Project Awesome. I like both those games.
Yeah, I played the first one. That was really good. But like Mike, it has to be a really, really good strategy RPG for me. I mean, the one I really, really liked was Vandal Hearts on the PS1. I thought that was a great game.
I never played that.
Oh, brilliant game.
Oh, we should mention, I actually listened to the music for Shadow Hearts mostly. I had earbuds in almost most of the time. I know, which is not like me, but
much.
I liked it. I thought it was decent music for what it was.
You gotta lock in and get it done.
Yeah, I think I put 20-some hours days in the game, so yeah.
Some of the tracks were Yasunori Mitsuda. I don't know which ones, but...
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of that same kind of influence. We mentioned about the first game's music coming from, such a celebrated composer, and I've always been a big fan of battle themes, particularly boss themes, and some of these in Covenant didn't disappoint either.
Yeah, like I want to do as many Mitsuda games as I can, that's for sure. But this is definitely one where I'm like, I'm not sure which ones are his, because the soundtrack is overall pretty good. Pretty good, like pretty consistent.
Yeah. Did you play Indivisible on the PS4?
No.
I'm pretty sure Mitsuda did the entire soundtrack to that.
I don't even know what that is.
It's a 2D side-scrolling turn-based RPG.
Oh, I need to play
It's very good.
More games. Oh, okay, I do know what that is. I bought it on Steam a long time ago.
No, actually, it's the other Shadow Hearts composer, Hiroki Kikuta.
Oh, was it Kikuta did that one?
Yes.
Right.
But very funny that you mentioned that, though.
It's just one of those that stood out because on the back of the box it says, from the composer of Kudelka. And it's like, of all games, you've picked Kudelka? I'm in.
Oh, weird. That's very funny.
I mean, that is a very much like a very few people reference there because
it's just like as soon as I saw the back of the box, it was just like by saying from the composer of Kudelka, they may as well have just written TB. This game is for you.
They didn't even say Shadow Hearts.
No, straight up Kudelka.
No, I mean,
exactly.
Kudelka, I mean, I didn't even know Kudelka existed until randomly sometime after I played Shadow Hearts 1, I found out, these are connected. Like, I had no idea what the hell it was. So
it's crazy that they chose that one.
Yeah, I'm in the gaming sense, so I don't know.
Do we know about...
Does Lucia have a side quest?
No, yeah.
I didn't mess
They all do, I'm sure.
Lucia was more about the fact that she wants to betray you at first, and then she becomes your friend.
Didn't like her. But I
feel like, she's like the least developed.
Oh, I do want to talk about Karen's side quest, the Fort of Regrets, where you have to go with the ghost and make them do their thing to send them off. I did like that. How you get her best weapon from her grandmother.
That was quite nice.
I did not do this.
It's a lot of running back and forth. It's a lot of just puzzles. You talk to someone, and you got to go find a different PC somewhere else and talk to them, then go back. There's stuff like that. Not bad.
Interesting.
It's a cool side quest. There's no battles really to it or anything. I didn't get all of Karen's special abilities because there's a boss attached to them, which I went to the boss fight, but he wasn't there because then I realized, because I missed something else somewhere along the line. I just didn't care enough to go shit.
And again, that's so Shadow Hearts. You miss one thing and you miss out on a heck
I
of
could have went back.
of other stuff. Oh yeah, I mean it's not like missing the stone at the end of the first half of Shadow Hearts 1 that locks you out of the good ending, but you can still go back and check out some of the areas in Europe once you've actually made it to Asia in this game, I believe. Or am I wrong?
Yeah, you go back and forth because you have the airship.
Yes.
Well, they cut you
I
off
do
at
like
first.
it that
That's
there's
right.
no world map really.
Yeah.
You just click a button and pick your slot. Like you don't have to fly around, which was kind of nice actually.
Yes.
They take your airship away. I don't remember why they take it away, but there's a whole shows up and he's like, you forgot about me.
Yeah, you shouldn't take away the bacon jet. Oh my goodness.
One's the game.
TB, are you aware of Penny Blood?
Absolutely. I am so... I'm excited for Penny Blood, the spiritual successor. I'm also really, really worried that it's not going to get a publisher.
It's a weird situation.
It is. And the roguelike game that's on Steam, Penny Blood Hellbound, is not my cup of tea. I'm not a fan of Hades or roguelikes or anything like that. But I feel kind of compelled to play it just for the plot.
Mike, I'm sure you probably don't know about this.
I have no idea what you're talking about now.
So Penny Blood was a Kickstarter done like 5 years ago as the successor to Shadow Hearts, alongside a kind of successor to Wild Arms as well. Like that was like a project they were kind of doing 2 at 1.
Yeah,
it got funded, but it's been 5 years and there's been development hell and
they've run out of money.
Yeah, and the search for a publisher has been very strained. There's been lawsuits filed over whether or not the money got distributed properly. Things like that. So they've been trying to make a new Shadow Hearts-esque game, although from what they've said about it, it sounds like more from the New World than the other stuff.
Yes, but like I said, the roguelike prequel, Penny Blood Hellbound, is on Steam at the moment, and if it's your kind of thing, enjoy.
Okay.
That's unfortunate, though. I'm sad that it's not getting talked about at all. I didn't realize there was now.
Yeah, and it's like I said earlier in the year when Expedition 33 came out, this is essentially a horror RPG. The perfect time to release, any kind of Shadow Hearts remasters would be now or last week to cash in on the success of Expedition 33, and it's just not happened.
Well, not to mention, it'd have to be all 3 plus Kadelka.
Oh, yeah, but anything less would just not be good enough.
Like, I would say drop from the New World before dropping Kadelka.
I don't think we have to worry about either of those things happening, so it's okay. It's a fight we'll never have to have.
I don't know. I'm hoping, as I've said in the past, there's a lot of remasters that I never thought would happen, and they have happened thanks to companies like Night Dive. So I'm always cautiously
you are
optimistic.
Right. I mean, Ninja 5.0 just got re-released, for example.
Which was great. Yeah. The Blade Runner point and click.
They can only do so much, though. Unless they're willing to, dig deep into, the 90s Japanese IP scene. I don't know how much. We're more likely to get, Johnny Bazooka Tone or something like that.
Right, I did just do a little bit of research here, and it's just jogged my memory. Lucia's ultimate weapon, the Nemesis fan, you can only get by doing an item trading sequence through various different NPCs that finishes up with you going to a place in France and giving some top secret documents to Margaret from the first game, who's undercover.
Oh,
and
cool.
Yeah, my girl's back in it, and she gives you, good old Matahari, she gives you the Nemesis fan for Lucia.
Okay, I didn't do that quest because I was using a guide off and on one part, and I said, fuck it, and I didn't, and it didn't care because it wasn't for any of the characters that I used, so I just moved on with my life.
It was one of those that you wouldn't know about if you wouldn't go looking for it, I think. I had to use a guide to find that eventually, just to see Margaret again and calm my beating heart.
If I would have known, no, I don't think I would have done either, because I was really finished this game, because I got obsessed with this game. I mean, it wasn't, partly it was because having fun, partly because of timing, and I was I didn't know if I was going to beat this in time, because we also recorded this a day sooner than what our original plan was, due to me being busy. So that I was all I did was play this game multiple times. That was the whole day, was playing Shadow Hearts Covenant. Like, that was all I thought about. And so, yeah, the game had to be done.
Yeah.
I mean, good on you. You got it done.
Yeah, well played.
I had a good time. So, I mean, like, it did feel really good to go back to this RPG and, like, realize, okay, this game still holds up great and is still amazing, and still people don't talk about it enough. So,
Agreed.
anything we haven't touched on for character? I know we touched on characters. Oh, we talked about the end. We should talk about the ending. We haven't done that yet.
Yeah, we mentioned it a little bit.
The whole build-up is so good.
Yes, the fact that the final boss is not who you expected it to be the whole way through the game, and by the time you get there, like, no way is this the final boss battle.
Yeah, I thought there was more to it after that, too.
Yeah, and you just think, this can't be it, but by the same understanding, like, by the time you get to that fight, you're thinking, yeah, it makes sense that this is the final boss battle, despite the fact there's that respect between these two opponents, and it's a case of, one of us is going to win, one of us is going to lose, so be it.
And there's something more interesting to that than just chasing the guy the entire time. Like, I love that you never actually kill Nikolai yourself.
Yes.
Like, he's done in by the plot. Yeah. It's like, oh, fantastic. There's more to think about.
Yeah. I mean, we've talked about it before, how the Shadow Hearts games are a game of two halves in every single one. You've got the first game where you're Asia in the first part, then Europe in the second. You've got this one, Disc 1 Europe, Disc 2 Asia. You've got From the New World, first half North America, second half South America. And there's always that clear divide between the first half and the second half. And how you kind of think the first half by itself would be a great plot in its own right, a great RPG in its own right, with its build-up, its narrative arc that leads to that, confrontation at the end in this game against, giant unkillable wizard Rasputin. And then the second half begins and you think, there's more. How can there be more? And it just goes on a much more personal story in the second half.
And the idea that the first disc is just 20 hours and it accomplishes so much in that time. Like, it doesn't belabor the point. It doesn't feel too bloated. It gives you so much, gives you enough to call it its own game, and then says, okay, now for, like, the real story.
Yes.
Now that you're all together, here's what we're actually doing.
And I've always loved and respected that about Shadow Hearts' writing.
The lessons learned from the previous game are so impressive. I'm disappointed that, like, there isn't more from, like, this writing team, this just everything.
It
like, deserved I don't care Shadow Hearts
more.
Or anything else.
Really deserved more. And, well, it's a crying shame that we probably won't see anymore, but
we won't.
As a product of its time, it was pretty damn special.
Let's see.
I mean, weird shit has happened, but... So
was the writer-director for Covenant, Shadow Hearts, the art director for Kudelka. His last credit was 99 Nights 2.
Wow.
But he also did the mechanical modeling for Xeno backgrounds on Final Fantasy VII, field graphics for Chrono Trigger. So he's had a career, but nothing since 2010, unfortunately.
I mean, a lot of the, as I understand it anyway, a lot of the staff that worked on Covenant and From the New World subsequently moved on to work on Lost Odyssey. And after that, I'm not sure.
Interesting. I did not know that part, though.
That's what I was told anyway. I don't know how much truth there is in it, but I understand a lot of the staff from Nautilus went on to work at Field Plus, which I know is associated with Lost Odyssey.
Yeah, they were a developer on that. Yeah, they were.
Which makes sense considering the battle system in Lost Odyssey is kind of similar.
Yeah. Because they were also in the like Interact stuff. So like it was not long after that them, Kavia, and Artoon all became kind of one thing.
Of course, those mergers and red tape, that means we're still without a remaster.
And I do want to bring up some of the ending. So I didn't look. Are there multiple endings to this game then?
Yes, we did have a brief mention of it earlier that there's two endings brought about by one simple response to a dialogue box from Jean late in the game.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, one ending has you living as an amnesiac under the care of Roger Bacon, just living out your life. The other ending has you go back in time to the start of Shadow Hearts 1 with the opportunity to save Alice. Okay. No matter which ending you choose, Karen also goes back in time, falls in love with Yuri's father, and becomes Yuri's mother.
Yeah, I'm not completely okay with that. It kind of made me think of like Back to the Future 1 moment where your mother is hitting on her son, essentially.
Here's the
Calvin
thing.
Klein.
In the
Yes.
game, Karen does not know, and Yuri doesn't.
Oh, they don't
It's
know
only-
that. Okay. Only
It's
we
only
know.
the fact that, like, once the timey-wimey bullshit happened, Karen ends up, in the past, and Yuri ends up in his past at the train.
Okay, so she didn't know that was Yuri's father that she's about to go fuck?
Well, she did,
That doesn't help.
but she didn't know it until she wound up there.
Doesn't help.
And she saw a picture of, like, them as a family, and it's like, well, I guess this has to happen to make Yuri, doesn't it?
For the third time. Doesn't help. Yes, okay. I mean, I was thinking, okay, maybe she has amnesia, so she has no idea, and it's just fate being fate. I don't know, I'd be like, hey, it's kind of like, oh, hey, pretty hot, I like your son, too, but that was years ago. Let's go have him now.
Maybe she's just attracted to dudes in long coats
I mean, hey, we all got our thing.
with fox masks.
We all got our...
So she's a furry, you're saying?
Hey, you never know.
All right, anything else to say about Shadow Hearts Covenant?
Play it. No matter how you play it, play it.
Look,
I don't
can't-
know if we've done justice to just how good it is. Like coming into this for the first time, I was blown away by how wonderful the story is and how fantastic the whole ride has been.
Yeah, it really is a fantastic experience.
Like, actually one of the best RPGs on the PlayStation 2, bar none.
100%. It is my favorite JRPG.
It makes me happy to hear that, actually. I'm not surprised with you, Ian, but I'm glad, Dominic, you really enjoyed this.
Yeah, so am I.
Well, because it's not your first time. I always feel, to me, there's always something about getting people to play a game that's been on their list. And
Exactly.
for the first time because of that I asked them to do it. Just makes me feel good.
Yeah, it's so nice to recommend something to someone and they turn around and say, oh my God, thank you for that recommendation. I really enjoyed it.
Like, my favorite thing is a game that is weird and has its own identity and just keeps going places.
Mm.
Like, the minute you think you can pin Shadow Hearts down, it changes.
Yes.
And, like, I like my games that are a little more easier. Like, I played a ton of Rune Factory this year, and that's a farming game. You kind of know what you're getting into. But, like, having something like this is, like, you can tell that people worked on this, that this is, like, a passion to somebody. And that's way more interesting, in a way, than the RPG where you know everything and finish the first hour.
Yeah.
Great. Let's go to questions, comments, and memories then. I got more than I expected, especially since I forgot to post this till the date yesterday.
You know what? It's so good to hear that because, again, I think you had quite a sizable response when you did Shadow Hearts 1 as well, and it's so good to see that the fans are out there.
Yeah, there are people that... Wait, why am I not...
Back in the time when you could release 3 of the same series on develop a fan base.
Yeah.
All right, let me just... Apparently, I forgot to save one of them and posted one twice somehow. I don't know how that happened. I don't like doing that because then people get mad at you.
No one could get mad at you. You're awesome.
There was one group I left because they got mad at me for posting my questions, comments, things every...
Oh,
that's what happened. I didn't post it in that group that I meant to. Oops. It's what happened when you do it the day before. Again, this goes on to my whole saying where I was just obsessed with this game in a weird way. And I don't normally get like that. So first from the... Okay, nothing from that group. From the RPG... Nothing from that group. From the... I am failing at this. Okay, from the RPG Collective, from Ross Lewis. I honestly love this game. I didn't play it till many years after release, maybe about 2015, but it's way better than the first. Unfortunately, I encountered a game-breaking bug on hit second disc and never finished it. That's sad.
Huh.
I wonder if you played this legit or was emulation, because I had a few bugs with emulation, but I'm guessing it could have been, actually in the game. From Aaron Christopher, of all the series to get a remaster or even re-release, this is one I feel deserves it the most. Want it so badly.
yes.
Me too. I don't know if it's going to happen because it's not from a company that, exists, I don't think, the same way.
If Atari can buy the rights to I Am Alive and Cold Fear from Ubisoft, anything is possible.
Yeah. Cold Fear, of all things.
Oh, and Nautilus List doesn't exist anymore either, but that doesn't mean a whole lot.
Yeah, they're in the Universal Entertainment Group that also owns Mr. Do.
Okay. Arus still exists. So the publisher in Japan still exists, technically. Midway does not, but hey. Well, who knows? Maybe. You're right. Weird things have happened, so who knows?
Arus is the Universal Entertainment Corporation.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The Pachinko Lords.
Oh, that's a whole... Yeah, okay. From Luke Detterfelt. Shadow Hearts 1 and 2 need a remaster bundle. Agreed. Yes. From Andrew Kerr. Shadow Hearts 2 is one of the best. The characters, all of them were amazing. Voice acting good. Loved how big they made it. And the final boss was one of the best. Just someone that's grief-stricken. And not to mention the side quests. They were good, especially the Man Festival. My favorite scene, though, when you think you're about to bring back Alice and the end. Yeah, because you don't bring back Alice. So you try and you fail.
Yeah.
But at least you didn't have a boss
fight. Just the growth from Yuri being a jerk in the first one to being an actual character in the second one. Oh man, what a great arc he goes through.
Yeah. From Adam B, my favorite PS2 game of all time and one of my top 5 favorite RPGs ever. Love the whole series, but Covenant is just special. I still listen to the OST regularly.
Nice.
And then this is the group I got a few more comments from RPG Sanctuary. From Alex Bassett, Floating Pillow Discourse is one of my favorite RPG cutscenes.
Oh,
I don't know what he's referencing.
Well, they're like,
I'm assuming it's a sexual innuendo at some point in this game, but I don't remember. So,
it's been a while.
Isn't it like they're discussing like the mechanics of like a...
Oh no, he's talking about the floating pillow because at one point Yuri makes a comment about that fucking little weird creature thing has a floating pillow.
Yeah, and then they like just start wondering to themselves like, what does it actually do?
And he's like, I want that.
Yeah.
Yeah, my brain went sexual innuendos, which
I'd forgotten about that. Yeah.
What a great, again, the conversations amongst the team are just fantastic.
They are.
I really did not like that I did not like that character at all.
Which one?
The pillow thing, boss. The little. She reminded me, or he, whatever the hell, reminded me of someone from Cowboy Bebop or Outlaw Star.
Yeah, just replace that character with the dominatrix lady or something.
I did like the dominatrix lady. I also like that torture scene. I got Karen. I just picked the first response for each one, like the game, like the guy told me to. But it reminded me of Metal Gear Solid. We also didn't talk about where you sneak around as Blanca too.
Oh, Blanca's stealth section was good. I
didn't do any stealth. I just killed everybody, but it was cool that it was there.
We should really mention the part where you play as Kawashima or her Oka.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we should. We should do it now. I forgot about that.
Got her own judgment ring and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, and then she never shows. You have like a whole thing with her the second disc in a shooting gallery where you just gotta press buttons, and then it's just there. It's weird, but it's really cool.
Yeah, it's one of the most surprising moments where you just move on from Yuri and company to be like, oh, there's a whole new thing happening.
Yeah, that's the start of the second disc, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a very startling change. And then when you realize who Oka is or was, it becomes, like we said, all about Kato's grief. So
incredibly meaningful.
Yeah, very much so. Speaking of the torture scene, that is a brilliant one to save your game just before it and then replay with every other character just to see the humorous dialogue lines.
Yeah, I put Geppetto through it. I thought that'd be the most fun.
Joachim for me, and he was brilliant.
I put Karen for me because
Joachim was just like, "Is that all you got? Give me some more."
Karen's was good. She's like, "You're a fucking bitch" or stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's close to that. It's not those words, but I really liked it. I was like, okay, just hit that right. I'm like, I just liked all of it. So I don't know. It was just a really good scene, and it was nice to have Metal Gear moments.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
another game that they would have been inspired by.
Yeah. All right, then just a couple more comments to read from Jessica Carey. My favorite in the series.
Yep.
From Mo Jarkus. Great game, but I quit during the battleship puzzle dungeon thing. Okay, that was annoying, but
which part?
There's ways around it.
Opening up the different doors on the levels of the battleship. Yeah.
Switching parties. It made me happy that I actually bought equipment for everybody throughout the game just because.
Yes.
I just did that because I'm like, I have money, so why not? I didn't realize that they were going to well, thank God I did, because you got to use your whole party.
Yeah.
And party levels up and you don't use them, so thank you, game.
Oh, yeah, that's always a plus. See, I've just finished for the first time ever Final Fantasy VI a couple of months ago, and I'm so glad for the same reason that I upgraded all of my team, kept all of my team, ready for that final dungeon because, wow, I needed them.
Yep. I mean, hey, you can beat that game technically with one character in each party. I don't recommend it. And do it.
Yeah, it was never on the agenda
beat
for
the
me.
Game with the 3 you get that you're forced to get.
Yeah. Great game.
People do it. I mean, I don't recommend it ever because it would miss out on such an amazing second half of a game, but you can.
Yeah, another game with a great second half.
Yeah. From Tommy Lee McDonald, I would love these remastered at the very least. I lost my copies a long time, so I would like to play it again. Well, yeah, they just need to be released in general, but I do like how many people are saying it besides us. That makes me feel good.
Yeah, the louder this voice becomes, hopefully someone somewhere might listen.
I mean, I have predicted the future by accident multiple times in this podcast, so hey, let's see what happens.
Let's go for it.
Like, I know...
the year that Shadow Hearts comes back.
There was a joke where, like, I forget, we do games on the show that all of a sudden they announce like they're being remastered or something sometimes. And I know Joe on the show all the time, he was like, we need a Legend next year. He's like, I need the Mike Cosmic prediction. I'm like, I'm like, yeah, that game, sure. So that might happen next year. So we'll see. I got a lot of things planned, but I don't know yet. From James Coleman, love these games. Thought they were lost in time and nobody remembered them. We remember.
They are lost in time, but we remember.
And from
they went
Peter
back to 1991, and they're on the Super Nintendo now.
From Peter Hurt, the game just came in my mind yesterday. A shame the OST ain't available on Spotify. The battle theme against Astaroth is top-notch, not the typical angelic chorus screaming with a big orchestra because you are fighting a literal god. But instead, a calming, atmospheric song with some deep male lyrics. A shame I haven't played it for so long. I really need to dig out that PS2.
Percent.
And from Robert Hernandez, best game I ever played and waiting for Penny Blood to come out.
Goddamn.
Fingers crossed.
From Trevor Dowling, this is still one of my favorite games of all time. It was an improvement on the first, and I was a huge fan of the Karen and Yuri ever-evolving relationship. I have my original PS2 copy, but I do wish it would be available in the PS Store. A remaster would be great, but since Penny Blood is struggling to find a publisher, I don't believe that is a realistic possibility right now. And last
could be a way of gauging interest, could be a way of raising capital, get those out, you know. I'm being too hopeful.
You're being too hopeful, yes. From Anthony Lalo, this is a game I would love to be playable on modern hardware simply because I do not have it as my favorite PS2 JRPG. I do have it as my favorite PS2 JRPG of all time, but I want to replay it and still see if that holds true. I have a feeling that I might find myself getting annoyed at having used the Judgment Ring all the time, which would bump down its ranking a bit for me. Surprisingly, no, it's still
the Judgment Ring never gets old.
Because it's that perfect balance between turn-based and like action RPG.
Yeah.
It didn't bother me, even when it comes to like discounts in the store. Like, it's still perfect.
I got so good at that too. Not the 50%, but the 40%, I could do that every.
50% hard.
But like, I would rather do this than do like the Mario and Luigi jumping on the enemies.
I like the Mario and Luigi thing, but it's Judgment Ring all the way for me.
Someday I'll play those Mario and Luigi games.
They're really good. I need to go back to Brothership because I got about 40% of the way through and put it down. Really enjoying it, though.
All right. And we should give away a code. Let me see what random shit I have to give away this time. I bought more codes, too, so even though I'm not even caught up with everything I have more. All right, this is for... Let's see, that next one to give away. This is... All right. Yeah, this is kind of a random one here. Your code is Ben 10 Power Trip for Steam.
Ooh.
The code is BB305 WQEIDL7HA7. That is your code for Ben 10 Power Trip. I don't know what the fuck that is.
If you've just listened to this podcast about a horror RPG, you're totally going to be into Ben 10 Power Trip.
Hey, I don't try to line these up. I just go in order.
Yeah.
Ben 10 was around 20 years ago, like this game. Maybe.
There you go. Yeah. There's a link.
Yeah, there's no, like, when it comes to codes, it's just whatever I get and whatever order I get it in is when I give it, is how I give it away.
Yeah.
There is no real, like, logic to it. I get codes because I buy bundles and I give people codes.
You do a great service, Mike.
Yeah.
So, only one time that I buy a bundle just to give codes away, but it was $1, so can't pat myself too much in the back for that one. But it was the Oddworld games.
Great games.
One is great. One of them. So, I like Stranger's Wrath. That's about it. But I haven't played all of them for the record. So
you know what? Stranger's Wrath is the one that I haven't played. So really ought to.
All right. We should go to Shelf Stacker Box. And Dominic, why don't you lead us in?
Shelf.
All right.
It's just on the shelf. Like, there's few games that deserve it more on the PS2 shelf.
And Ian.
This is going to be no surprise. Shelf twice.
No, when I can get your NTSC version, right?
When I can get that NTSC version, it'll be on the shelf twice.
Ooh, we should get a Japanese version of all of them too, just for fun.
New challenge.
I wonder how much that would be.
Oh, I don't even want to think about it.
Actually, okay, I'm going to look up something and I'll go last. I'm putting this in the shelf too.
Yay!
It's still great. I still enjoyed it. I don't recommend that you try to beat it in 4 days. But the game is still amazing. I also don't recommend that you buy it legit because it's $100 on eBay plus delivery plus shipping. So yeah, if you want a complete box,
It's a game I would have wanted no matter what at some point in my life, so I'm okay with it.
You've just actually reminded me, I do have it on the shelf twice because I actually have a promo copy that I got from eBay.
Okay. I don't know. I've always been kind of like that kind of person that I'm like, I just don't like when you're spending so much for a game online.
Right.
Oh, the Japanese version is like $12 for one of them.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Well, it wouldn't be $12 for you because coming from America. So.
Yeah, that's about what I paid for this promo copy in a regular CD jewel case with the white PS2 logo on top. It's beautiful. I'll post it on Twitter later.
Huh, okay. So yeah, you could probably get Japan version then if you wanted to.
Don't tempt me.
It's got Yuri on the cover instead of Karen, which makes more sense.
Okay, I'm there.
So, all right, yeah, but I'm putting the shelf. I mean, I kind of figured that was where we were going to go with this. So,
yeah,
because this game is pretty damn good.
Yes,
absolutely.
All right, and I should introduce what we're talking about next week. Next week, you can hear us talk about Callisto Protocol.
Good game.
I'm excited to talk about it with you.
Need to play. So.
That was I
went into it. Yeah, I went into it expecting Dead Space. I got Punch Out with aliens. I'm enjoying.
Yeah, I'm noticing that too.
Great game.
The way I rolled into that game after being Chaos Legion, before being this, because this was so long, I was so ready and so damn fucking proud of it.
There's DLC for it as well that I still haven't.
You should play the DLC. The DLC is like the actual end of the game.
Oh, great! I need this.
Okay, so yeah, we should go to plugs. Dominic, where can people find you at?
I am on the Distant Waves podcast on YouTube. Great music podcast. Check us out. I'm on the Overblood Facebook group, and I am on Blue Sky, though I don't post much yet, at DACICHOCKI. Whatever Blue Sky stuff after that.
Nah, you're fine. You don't. People, they can figure it out, right?
Yeah.
Pretty sure. And Ian.
You can find me on, I still keep calling it Twitter, TeachBloke85. Yeah, exactly.
Twitter X. Never heard any of that.
Yeah,
a while ago.
Yeah, the bad man's site, as we call it. TeachBloke85. I'm also on Blue Sky, and I'm also on a lovely little podcast called Nerds of Broadcast, in which myself and my best friend Phoebe talk about video games and challenge each other to crazy quizzes and forfeits.
Phoebe, who's on the show quite often with me.
Yes, absolutely legend.
See, because your timing works good, since her schedule is abnormal for her the average
exactly
around here. So
yeah,
the time zones don't matter.
It works for us.
Hell yeah!
She's like, "Oh, I'm playing a game with TB," and I'm like, I forget that your schedules just work perfectly because you have an absurd schedule because you're a third shifter.
Yeah. What are we? What else are we playing at the moment, by the way, other than Shadow Hearts? Any modern games we've been looking at?
Different type of episode. That's fine. What are you playing?
Xenosaga 2.
I just like to know.
At the end of the year.
I just love to know, because I love recommendations.
Xenosaga 2 is everything Shadow Hearts Covenant is not. And
nice.
Vice versa.
That'll do.
I'll just send you my schedule of what I'm playing.
Yes. Do it.
Of what's coming in the show. That's because I just follow the show at this point. I mean,
yes.
That's just the show is what I play.
Callisto, it is.
Yeah, I gotta go mess with it once I started it last night because I'm like, I need to start this, and then I was like, I don't know how to feel about it.
Still a beautiful looking game.
It's not as pretty on the Steam Deck, but it's fine. Well, just because it's a little screen, that's all. But that's how I play my games. So, and I should do my other plugs. If you enjoyed this episode, over 850 other episodes of this podcast. We do movies, TV shows, video games, comics, all sorts of content. If you want to support the show, we do have a Patreon. Little dog vote in our Patreon poll. We have 1 to 2 polls a month. Right now is 1 poll, and if you donate $10 or more, I will plug your YouTube or podcast or whatever it is you do. And I want to give a thanks to my friends out there who do it. Phoebe Stanton's Let's Play Princess. Follow her on YouTube and her podcast, Nerd Podcast. Absolutely the best podcast, A Work in Progress with Zach. It's just the best podcast, but they talk MCU movies, MCU adjacent movies. He's talking about the Alien franchise starting soon. So check out his podcast and check out Conversation with Robbie Sherman. He just talks a lot of cartoons and other stuff. So definitely check out his show too. And want to give a shout out to my awesome intro and outro critic, Helena at Hell Hat Free. You can follow her on TikTok and Instagram. And don't forget, A Gamer Looks at 40 with Bill Tucker. Check out his show, too. Right? I think that... Oh, yeah, and follow us on Discord. We have a Discord. If you want to be on the show, if you want to suggest things for the show, join the Discord. It's free. We're always having new people join us and chat with us, suggest things that I will someday get to. I got a lot. I got some done this year, actually. Gonna keep making that an effort to keep.
There's a lot of games, Mike. There's thousands.
Yeah. Well, I do movies and other things too. I have a whole list of Discord suggestions also that I'm trying to get done, and just things that people have mentioned randomly that come up in my mind. Yeah, I do pretty good. I'm behind a little bit right now when it the way I schedule myself, but I'll be fine. I've just been busy. But yeah, go check out all our content. We got lots of stuff. Join the Discord. Please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, YouTube, rate and reviews wherever you get your podcast. I think that's everything I need to say. So we will see you guys all next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-zy-wisey.